Where is my camera? Hello, Libra. Welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. About to do your Libra reading for the week of February 20th through the 27th of 2020 to 2020. Oh. All right, so we're going to start doing what I've started to call your sun reading for Libra, which is how people see you. And then we'll do the moon reading with this one afterward. So let's take a look and see what's going on for you, Libra. And thank you for joining me. Who's watching? I see one viewer. One. Who is you? Oh, there's two. Welcome. All right, let's take a look and see. Here we go, Libra. Boom, two. The Lover's card. Boom. Ace of Coins. Strength. Temperance. Four of Swords. Okay, so you're putting a lot of weight on people right now. These are all pretty major cards because I would consider the Ace of Coins a heavy hitter, right? But you're looking for new opportunities. You have the Lover's card, which was just talking to Virgo, where I was saying how the Lovers is all about you having a struggle or like an imbalance. It's just the tango, the great tango. So, however, your cards are beautiful right here. You have the Lover's card. Now, I'm going to say Libra for the win for the whole week because nobody's had a card reading looking this good so far. So you have the Lover's card, but I'm only one strip in. So let's just wait and see. So we have the Lover's card, the Ace of Coins, Strength, Temperance, and the Four of Swords. The only thing that taints any of this energy is pressure. So you have like the needle on your nose, and so there's a little bit of pressure or deadlines to things right now. The Strength card is all about finding balance and getting muscle memory and being powerful at what you do. It's also about coming from that place of attainment. So when you have finally gotten to a certain place, there's a certain confidence and sense of power that you have with that. You got some conflict going on. I knew I should have just waited, but I'm going to tell you what, I still have a feeling this is going to be beautiful. So you have the Judgment card. I knew the tension was coming up here because the Four of Swords literally is the Judgment card, which has the three-headed dragon. This is like tension beyond belief. You're definitely more concerned about whether people are telling you the truth. And Libra, you're feeling as if your voice isn't being heard in some places. There's that balance we're looking for. I do feel like you're going to end up with the Fate card somewhere. So here's what's true. Libra has definitely stepped away from some things that hasn't been serving you. What you have is the Queen of Cups as well, which is coming from a place of authenticity. So the biggest influence in your decision making lately is about, is it real? Is it something I want to move forward with? You're learning your lessons well. You don't want to make them hard. So you're definitely playing with, I want to see if this proves to be what I think it's going to be. You have the Three of Coins. So have you been working a little too much, a little bit, feeling as if you're working more than you're getting paid for, or putting in too much? The Nine of Swords here is all about feeling blocked in and kind of being behind the mirror where you can see out but people can't see in. How are you showing up when you have this feeling? Are you not speaking up when you have these opportunities to? But what like I keep hearing myself with what's true is my work partner told me today. She goes, your little catchphrase is what's true is. She goes, but you say it with conviction, so it's not really a phrase. And I'm like, I don't like having a phrase. Now I have to pull back every time I hear myself say it. But anyways, what's true is you're coming through this whole phase where you are celebrating, finding your balance. And this is all just a cautionary statement that you're saying to yourself because you want to make sure that you're not repeating certain lessons. You have some balance going on with you in the Two of Cups, and you're starting to feel as if, and you have the Queen of Cups too, which is outward emotions and actually expressing them quite a bit more than you had been. And maybe that's why, maybe it's something that you haven't been doing in the past, and people are learning how to receive that from you. And so, you're not feeling like your voice is being heard, so you're starting to express that a little bit more. In turn, what you're finding is you have Two of Cups balance happening for you. Because you've walked away from things that don't serve you, and it's getting easier for you now. And you also have the Four of Cups, which tells us that you're starting to experience a more social attitude. This is where, you're going to be in a little more social events coming up next week, especially if you have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups, both socially, emotionally, and also with your work relationships. Money shouldn't be an issue for you. You do have the Ace of Coins, which tells me whatever's playing with your money right now is going to show us no problems. This is your worry that comes up down here. However, it's just let's just stick with King of Coins, which is you having the money that you need. The Ace of Coins being it's coming. So anyways, I got distracted by something there. Maybe it's this need to come out. So let's pull some cards for you from my Mystic Dreamer in regards to your relationship energy. So like I said, not your lover's reading, your moon reading, Libra moon. You hear Jameson snoring? He goes quiet as soon as I point it out. All right. Here we go. Two of Swords, Libra on it. So Page of Swords, Six of Cups. You're wanting to be around family, or have you had some family drama? There's that card right here again. So again, I'm going to repeat this theme. I hate repeating themes through two different signs. However, they seem to be blending quite a bit. This might be your astrological energy for relationships because it's so consistent with the other energy that's going on. Please don't forget we have Mercury retrograde in full effect right now. I've had a whole bunch of electronics and information problems with Mercury retrograde. Information's gotten screwed sideways on the way there, like the chocolate bar in Willy Wonka. We don't know where it went. So there was a little bit of communication system down completely at the DMV yesterday. So even if I'd done paperwork, they had no way of finding out if they had anything coming. So there's a lot of Mercury retrograde energy. Don't forget that that will have a play for you. So we do have the Two of Swords that's starting out the back row of your reading. And that's that indecision. So no decision is a decision, guys. And this is really all about, you know, there are some decisions that you have to make that if you don't move on it, some decisions have an expiration date. But what I'm seeing here is you do have the Ace of Cups. Attainment and having perfect balance is what's most important to you right now, Libra. We do have the Eight of Swords, which is drama. So you're thinking that there's a lot of effort to be had within your relationships right now. You do have the Nine of Wands, which is fatigue. It's like I'm doing the same thing over and over again. I don't want it to be doing this, repeating it, because you have the Moon card, which is a little bit about fear. You also have the Devil card. Devil card isn't terrible, but it definitely means that that you're being hyper aware and making decisions regarding people. This has been the theme of all of today's readings, interestingly enough. So the Devil card talks about lies, people being suspicious or not keeping their word. And you're really careful about how you're dealing with people because you're afraid to repeat lessons from the past. So you don't want to go here. So therefore you're saying, the Nine of Wands is you having that fatigue when it comes to your relationships. Six of Pentacles, coming from a place of charity. You guys have all been playing with this today. So what's true is you have the Magician card, and that's you having, it's time for you to take center stage. So when we have the Magician, it's all about like dress rehearsal is over. There's no more practice. There's no more dry runs. It's time for Libra to start stepping into the leadership role in your own life. It's all about starting to speak up, owning your own voice, coming from a place of authority. We can talk all day about mapping because the Moon card is all about mapping. It's about taking a journey you don't want to make. But here's what's true. When you make decisions, knowing where you're going, knowing your why, you know where you're going. Can't know where you're going on a map unless you know where you are. However, if nobody knows what Libra needs because they're not speaking up, that might be part of it. So find your voice. So even if you don't feel like you're being heard, you are. Or do you just need to be a little louder, Libra? We do have the Empress card, which is sitting over here telling me that there is divine timing. So things are starting to feel ripe. Things are starting to feel a little bit more urgent. You do have the Six of Swords, which is all about you having timing. It's like coming through the rapids and now you're coasting along on a smooth plane of glass, and it feels completely different than the roller coaster turmoil kind of emotions that you feel like you've been having in the past recent weeks. One of your focuses is all about being around family right now or being surrounded by people that you love. Remember, the Moon card isn't terrible, neither is the Devil card. The Moon card is always about fear at times, and it's always about planning, mapping, taking stock of where you are. So we don't want to repeat some lessons that were going on in the past. That feels a lot like what Libra's going through right now, is that Two of Swords in the beginning. Talked about making a decision. Well, there you have it for your moon-ish reading, your moon reading, how your emotions are processing and how you're feeling. I am going to pull a card from Divination of the Ancients. Do a quick read. If you want a one-on-one with me, you know how to do it. KarmaOnDeck.com. Like, subscribe, share, stick around. Let me know how you feel your reading went. Let's pull this card here. Phrenology, which is certainty. Let's take a look and see. You guys are the last ones of the evening and the week. Actually, I did it. Sick and all. All right, Libra, if your days are filled with aimless activity and your head is filled with pointless internal chatter and inconsistent plans, stop a while and turn around the volume. Ooh, turn down the volume. When you give into rest and silence, you know what? We're going to granny glasses this. It's probably why somebody tuned out already. Phrenology. Let's see where Libra sits with phrenology. If your days are filled with aimless activity and your head is filled with pointless internal chatter and inconsistent plans, stop a while and turn down the volume. I can read much better with glasses. When you give into rest and silence, you are more likely to hear the information your guides are trying to give you. That's my favorite line so far that I've heard, because I say that all the time. Meditation isn't about just finding some quiet time to give yourself, which is hugely valuable. The only other time we have completely by ourselves is when we're in the shower. Usually, or in a restroom. As you try to ascertain what you should or should not do, use your own head rather than accepting the first piece of advice you're given. Think logically, as it's time to rely on good, old-fashioned common sense. Stability in your life is required to make concrete plans. Seek expert advice. And then it says over here, though, think logically, it's time to rely on good old-fashioned sense, but seek expert advice, not anyone's advice. If someone's giving you relationship information or relationship advice, do they even have a relationship with one that looks good to you? Is it something that looks like you would want it? So seek expert advice and research carefully what you need to know to be certain about your next move. If you do so, the outcome will be successful without a doubt. So the incantation goes exactly with what I say about meditation all the time. Is if you don't know the sound of your own voice, how do you know which one's silence? So if you're hearing all this chatter in your head or other people's voices and input and requests, how do you know which spirit's talking to you? How do you know when spirit's talking to you? And how do you know what the sound of your own voice is, what your needs are, if you don't quiet the input coming in? Your incantation for the week. The chatter in my mind's a din, so I'll meditate, journey within. Surrender to silence and listen well to guides who wait with truth to tell. Practice meditation to quiet your mind. Quote of the night. Well, anyways, thank you for hanging out with me. Catch me on the flip side. I do have some lives that are coming up, and the rest of the readings will begin if you're looking for other signs as of tomorrow. If you want your one-on-one with me, you know how to do it. KarmaOnDeck.com. So like I said, let me know how you feel your reading went. Tell me where you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Have a good night.